Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our final Michigan Women's Hockey Coaches Show for the season. As just we want to wrap up the season, and I guess Head Coach Jenna Trubiano with us again. And thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. I know it's been a busy, crazy season, and thank you for taking a chance to sit down with us for a little bit.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me again.
It is my pleasure. So the Michigan team just came back from the 2022-2023 ACHA Nationals in Marlborough, Massachusetts. Now, you were a player when Michigan last went to the national tournament, and that was back in 15-16, where the team made nationals. And what was the difference going as a player versus a coach?
Yeah, I think just, being a head coach now, I'm more focused on all of the players being prepared and being ready, whereas when I was a player, I was more focused on myself and my performance. So I think because we hadn't been there in so many years, it was a new experience for everyone on the team except some members of the coaching staff. So just making sure everybody had a really great experience because it's supposed to be fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, we didn't do as well as we'd hoped to, but the expectation is that we're going to be back in the national tournament next year in St. Louis.
Absolutely. Now, having been there as a player, were you able to give the players any kind of tips or tricks that you had from your playing time making it to the national stage?
Yeah, I think just realizing that people are going to be watching. There's going to be a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
Obviously, that venue is very, very large. So
absolutely,
people walking by the rink are going to be watching when, the players are warming up. People are going to be watching. So just realize that you have a lot of eyes on you. So,
absolutely.
Do the little things right and represent the University of Michigan.
It's perfect. Now, the 2015-16 ACHA Nationals just had the women's Division I and Division II, and that was actually in Kalamazoo. I think that was the third time the Nationals have been in Michigan at that point, versus this one where you had 8 rinks plus a practice rink, and you had all 5 divisions going on at once. And was it, as a team, was it kind of cool to have a bigger event and have all those teams there? Was it just a lot more chaos? What's your perspective? Obviously, good and bad both ways, but
yeah, I think for us to be part of a very, very large event, I think it was exciting. There were a lot of buses in and out of the parking lot.
Absolutely.
Back where the locker rooms are, there's just one hallway that basically gets you to all the other rinks. So you have to basically pull over if somebody has a bag, let them walk through. So it was tight quarters, but
sure.
I think it's really exciting to see like a lot of the schools that have ACHA programs and that they were representing those schools on the national level.
Absolutely, it was neat to see all the different types of teams there from all sorts of different levels, and that was a fun thing. And gosh, you could stay there and watch hockey from dawn to dusk, and it was a lot of fun. Did the team do anything special? Did you have them do any special prep work for nationals, or did you try and keep it as much business as usual and keep the routine for them?
Yeah, we had spring break almost a week before that, like right after our league tournament. So obviously they're students and they need a break from academics. They need a break from hockey. So really just letting them enjoy themselves for a week and then being ready when they come back. We during our practices, because we have limited practice time at Yost, we were strategic about what we were working on when we were working on it. So I think we did a good job at maximizing our ice time. But yeah, I think that everybody that played in the national tournament and everybody that came with us too, for those that weren't in the lineup, it was a big deal. I think that there were some nerves.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think that next year there will be less pressure. We have experience of being on that stage, and we'll probably see some of the same teams. So
sure, absolutely.
That's the expectation, and I think from my perspective, it was just a great learning experience for everybody.
Sure.
We learned things that worked. We learned things that didn't work. And I think with how, I guess, the outcome played out, we know there are things that we need to change for next season.
Sure, yeah.
So we'll be obviously thinking about that during the regular season to prepare us for the national tournament.
Now, I know you guys got out like a day early. Did you get a chance to practice in the rink the day before and kind of get a feel for it? Because all the women's D1 games were in the same rink, rink 2 there. So you got a chance to kind of play around there and see what it was like before actually being there for puck drop?
Yes, we did. We practiced. I think it was Wednesday at 6:30.
Nice.
Because some of the coaches have work obligations. So
Oh, sure, yeah.
we tried to practice.
Absolutely.
We tried to practice.
Again, unpaid coaches. That's all I want to say. You got a day job too, so.
Yep. So it was great because we were able to focus on, our job and our duties, and then, as soon as our workday was over, we were able to go to the rink, check it out. I've been to that facility before.
Sure, yeah.
As a youth player because it's a very large venue, so a lot of youth tournaments and Beatontown, which is like a youth tournament they hold in the summer. I had been to that, so I was familiar with the rink.
Nice.
But for those that hadn't been there, it was obviously really overwhelming.
Oh,
and I
sure.
think it was a great opportunity for players just to explore the venue. And yeah, we were able to practice. We had 50 minutes on one of the rinks on the way back.
Sure, yeah.
But I think what we noticed about rink 2 is that there was so much room behind the net.
Yeah.
It was like, an additional 3 to 5 feet. So that was something that, it clicked in the coaches' minds. We talked to the players about it.
Yeah.
So it was nice to be able to get in there to see the difference in the rink. It's not Yost. It's obviously a lot bigger. The sheet was a lot bigger. So making adjustments based on that.
And I noticed also, and sorry, throwing random questions at you. I also noticed, did you get a chance to kind of tell? Because it seemed like the boards were really dead too. You weren't getting a lot of rebounds off the boards and things like that. And that's got to be tough. It's the national tournament, and you just don't know, a lot livelier boards at Yost. So, yeah.
Yeah, the boards and the rink we were at, they were, pretty dead, I would say. But the other team was in the same position as us.
Of course.
I'm sure their coaches had talked with their teams about it. But yeah, it was a unique experience for sure. Looking forward to making it to St. Louis next year.
Absolutely. Now, the first game was versus a very familiar opponent, Adrian, and they had their first goal at 12:20 mark in the first period. But then Michigan's able to score twice in the second to take the lead. But then just in the last 2 minutes, Adrian's able to get a goal in the last 2 minutes of the second period and then goes on to score 2 more unanswered goals. What did Adrian do to turn that tide and really kind of take over the end of the second period in that third period?
They are a very deep team. They're a well-coached team. They can turn it up when they need to. We've obviously played them twice this past season already.
Yeah.
So them knowing that our strength is really our goaltender, they were just trying to get pucks through to the net and create rebound opportunities because Poneth isn't going to let in, the first shot on net. It's going to be a third or fourth opportunity that may go in or have a better chance of going in.
Yeah.
So that's how they play against us. So with that in mind, the coaching staff, we have to block shots. We have to get in the lane. We have to just keep everything outside. And when rebounds turn up, we have to get them out. So I think we had the momentum in that second period after we scored those 2 quick goals that both came from first-year players, which I was super impressed with.
Absolutely.
One of them being a defenseman, so that was definitely exciting. That was a positive I took out of that game. But yeah, Adrian just carried the momentum for most of that game. So that's how it turned out.
Absolutely. I did notice that kind of taking a look at shots on goal in the first game over at Adrian, they kind of had you 2-1 on shots on goal. At Yost, you guys actually outshot Adrian in that really tight game where, boy, that was nip and tuck, and just if that first goal is counted in, it's different. And then this last game, they managed to turn it back around to again have, I think, 42 shots to about 20, so it was about 2-1 again. So obviously that's something that they were focused on, just getting a lot of pucks to the net on Michigan and try and get those rebounds. So the The second game was of nationals was versus McKendree University. That's a team that I don't believe Michigan's played since. I know there was a road trip to St. Louis. I think that was the 1920 season. I
Yes.
remember going out there, and that was a lot of fun. So someone you don't see all the time. You got a power play goal early, which was fantastic from Aaron Proctor. Then McKendree scores early in the second, and then after McKendree scored, you guys had a couple great power play opportunities. But what did McKendree do to really kind of grind down the power play, and what did they do on special teams to kind of take away those opportunities for you?
Yeah, I think part of that was us not capitalizing on the opportunities that we had.
Sure.
And I think nerves played a large part in that, knowing that the next goal is probably going to win the game.
Yeah.
Is a lot of pressure for a lot players that haven't been on that stage.
Absolutely.
So that definitely played a part. But I mean, their penalty kill was really, really great. Their special teams, performed when they needed to perform, and
Yeah.
on their penalty kill, they were really disciplined. So we just have to be able to capitalize when we need to, and when we have that pressure on our shoulders, and that'll come with experience.
Absolutely. It's something that the power play has gotten better all season, and just at nationals, 5-on-3, and that's a lot of pressure. And then the 5-minute major, just they did an awesome job getting the pucks out from in front and getting them down the ice. And unfortunately, it was impressive. But the back and forth third period, and both teams had some chances. What was the team's mood going into overtime? What did you talk about in the locker room before hitting the ice for that overtime period with the team?
Yeah, we were starting the overtime on a power play, so really just getting the puck in, set it up, run our power play.
Yeah.
We're in control of this game. We have the ability to end this game and move on. Unfortunately, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think with experience and having that experience in the national tournament, being in that situation where it's win or go home,
Yeah.
we're only going to grow from that. So
Absolutely. And the overtime period, Michigan really controlled the puck for most of that overtime period. And you guys had some great opportunities. I think Lindahl had a great blast from the slot that they were able to take. There was another great shot from the far circle that they were able to take. And then it ends up, McKendree ends up putting a goal in at 3:23 in overtime. It was off of a rebound from a wide angle, something that, Ponnet did a great job getting that first one. And then there was some traffic out front, and they shot it from the far angle. That's a tough, really evenly played game. As a coach, what do you say to your team after a loss like that, where everyone's happy to make nationals? You play a game where really it could go either way versus a very good McKendree team, and then you have to try and talk to your team right after that. What did you say to them? As a coach, what do you do to try and take something that's a gut shot and maybe turn it into something a little bit more positive and a learning experience?
yeah, I mean, obviously it was really emotional
Yeah.
in the locker room after the game, which is to be expected. I said something along the lines of, keep your heads up. That loss doesn't define our season.
Yeah.
We had the best season in program history. We've done so many things that no other team at the University of Michigan has been able to do.
Absolutely.
And everyone in the locker room was a part of history. That was my message to them. That loss did not define our season. We had way more success than one loss in the national tournament, and we're going to continue to grow and build from that.
Absolutely. And it was just literally it was a game that could have gone either way. I know it's just tough. I know a lot of the fans were really wonderful as the team went off the ice cheering. And I will tell you, I'm used to broadcasting. I was more nervous not doing anything, watching those games, just pacing the sideline. I apologize to all the fans near me. So I was probably also whispering play-by-play behind people, but that's neither here nor there. So did the team still manage to have some fun and enjoy being out at nationals?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Prior to the Adrian game, on the bus on the way to the rink, they were singing karaoke.
Nice.
And it was really, it was a moment where, you're like, okay, they're having fun.
Yeah.
They're excited to be here. Obviously, they're missing a ton of class and other obligations on campus to be out in Massachusetts with their team and represent the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
So, that was a moment, the coaching staff realized, they're having fun. we're obviously going to play the best game we can play, and the coaching staff's going to put the team in the best position we can to try to win the game. But I think that they did have fun. I think it was an experience that everybody's going to reflect back on. Making the national tournament for the first time since 2016. It's a pretty big deal. So
absolutely.
I think that they had fun.
And you were the lower ranked team both times. You had a lead in both games, so it's not like you were right there. And I think Michigan goes back and they can definitely make some noise in St. Louis next year, and I love to see it. Absolutely. Now, a lot of different awards rightfully came in for the team, and I'm going to try and make sure I mention all of these. So Julia Lindahl won the CCWHA second all-tournament team, had a great tournament for the CCWHA. She was on the CCWHA all-rookie team, as well as the second CCWHA all-season team, or CCWHA Team 2 all season. Katie German and Sandrine Poneth were both named to the CCWHA all-season first team. Poneth was also named to the ACHA all-athletic second team. Michigan also, the women's hockey team won Club Team of the Year for Michigan, so that's great to get a little recognition. And, of course, you got a small award as well, CCWHA Coach of the Year. How does it feel to get that kind of recognition? Is that what does it do for the team, and what does it do for the future, being able to have those awards to show prospects and things of that nature?
Yeah, I think it's about the team. It's about the program.
Yeah.
I think it just shows the growth of women's hockey at the University of Michigan.
Absolutely.
People are noticing us. They're noticing our program. And that award, in my mind, it's not an award for me. It's a reflection of the program that everybody that's been supporting us, including you all at Arbor Broadcasting, have been able to build, because people are taking notice, but it's not a one-person effort. It's 100 people, 200 people, whatever
Absolutely.
that number is. So it's really just a collective effort. In my mind, it's a program award. So thank you.
Whatever little things we can do, we appreciate it. And yeah, it's entire community coming together. And if you want to be a part of that, get to games. If you can't get to games, watch. Just do what you can to support this team. Follow them on socials, and always stuff going on. So, taking a look, any final thoughts on the 7 seniors on this team? So Annabelle Levinson, Jordan Eliason, Sophie Williams, Erin Proctor, Mickey Rubin, Mariah Evans, and Lydia Forehand, all seniors this season. Kind of any last thoughts before? I'm sure they'll go on to do amazing things in whatever careers they choose. But we're very sad not to get to see them in the maize and blue going forward. But any final thoughts about that group?
Yeah, I said it at the banquet. They've set the standard for the future of women's hockey at Michigan.
Yeah.
Obviously a very large class, but without them, we wouldn't have had the success on and off the ice we had this year. So I thank them for their contribution and their time and their efforts and everything that they've done.
And especially having come off of unfortunately, a season got canceled with COVID and all, to have that many players stick with it and come back that next season with the team is just a testament to, I think, how you run the team, what a community and a family the team is. And we really appreciate all those seniors and everything they did to move this team forward. What do you think this team did best this season? What did the team do really well?
I think building a culture and setting the standard and just setting the program up for success in the future.
Yeah.
I think it started, with the leadership group that we had making the decision, like, we want to go to the national tournament.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get there. This is what we think we have to do. Like,
yeah.
We're going to have to make some tough decisions, but in my mind, it paid off. So we have that to show for the decisions that we made, and I'm hoping just to continue in the same direction.
Absolutely. Now, what do you think? What's the biggest spots this team can improve on for next season? Is there anything that's going to be your main focus on, kind of tweaking and getting better for next season?
Yeah, I think special teams is always one that is at the forefront, because that's how you win games, that's how you lose games. So
Sure.
That will be a focus of emphasis for next season. Also getting shots on net, getting quality shots. I think something that we struggled with this year was our practice, not necessarily planning, but with one goaltender on our roster, it's very, very difficult to run a practice with 30 players on the ice and one goaltender.
Absolutely. I can only imagine.
Yes. So we're going to be able to get more creative with our practice planning next year. We have a goaltender that's committed to come in, Emma Johns. She's from the Grand Rapids 19U Tier 2 program.
Nice.
So we're super excited to have her. Met her and her father when they came to campus. So she's committed to come to Michigan next year. So we're excited to have 2 goaltenders.
Awesome.
So, yeah, we're super excited about practice planning, but I think that'll help us a lot because we'll be able to get more creative. We'll be able to shoot with a purpose more than we may have been. I know it's hard with one goaltender and with how good Poneth is. You know, it's difficult to score on her.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, we need to be challenging her. We need to be challenging ourselves.
Yeah.
So that will be a point of emphasis for next season too, is just creating quality scoring chances. And I think just like how to be efficient with our ice time.
Yeah.
Obviously it's something that we have to pay for, so we want to be able to capitalize as much as we can. So just little changes like that, logistically as well, we'll be focusing on next season.
And as amazing as Poneth is, it's great to have another goaltender because, I mean, she's one tweak away from Michigan having a really tough couple weeks, and it's just nice. And also having another person there to kind of have 2 goalkeepers to press and encourage each other and kind of have a little competition is always a good thing. So, as far as I know, you had the banquet 2
Yes.
nights ago,
Yes.
and so captains were announced there. Do you want to share that with everyone?
Yeah, I can share that. Super excited to announce the captains for Team 28. So our captain for next season she'll be a junior next year, Katie German. So she'll be wearing the C. She's an Ann Arbor kid, so we're super excited to have her. And we'll have 3 alternate captains. So Megan Matthews will be one of our alternate captains for next season.
Nice.
Another alternate captain will be Kelsey Swanson.
Excellent.
And then our 3rd alternate captain will be Robin Goldman.
Perfect. Excellent. And so lots of leadership coming in, and that's nice. But now you had a prospect. You talked about a prospect. Any other prospects that you want to mention coming in at this moment? No pressure. You don't have to. I know the team did pick up Flazar from Michigan State,
Yes.
so she came into Michigan and excited to see her. She played really great with the Spartans each time I saw, so
Yep.
she'll look even better in maize and blue. So that'll be great. I know McCalling came in mid-season and was able to get in and play a bit. Anyone else you want to announce at this point? Do you have any other commitments?
Yeah, Lucy Hansen also joined us mid-season. She was not rostered, but she's been practicing with us.
Awesome.
And she comes from a Division I program, Franklin Pierce University.
Nice.
So she's going to bring great experience to the team. She's willing to contribute to things off the ice too, which I'm super grateful for.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're super excited to have her. In terms of other players that may be coming in, the University of Michigan hasn't released their admission decisions for regular decision applicants yet.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be the 24th based on historical data, but I think that, with the football team doing so well, there was a surplus of applicants, more than there normally are, which is really, really impressive for the university.
Absolutely.
But now I'm again in a position where I'm still waiting to hear back
Sure.
from those students that have applied regular decision or those that have applied early action that have been postponed. And I'm led to believe that those decisions will come out this Friday, March 31st at 3 p.m.
Nice.
But
We'll keep our fingers
we'll never
crossed.
know. We'll never know until they come out. But yeah, I mean, I've been in communication with students that have applied because we don't have poll in the admissions process.
Yeah.
So we're just really waiting for those decisions to come out. And then similar to what I did last season was piece together the roster from there.
Nice. Now, if someone is a prospect who would love to be interested in the team, is there any major dates coming up they need to be aware of? Is there anything that you want to share that prospects can do to try and, even if they're a year or two out, kind of try and be involved with the team and be on your radar?
I think just getting in contact with me, my email and my phone number are probably all over the internet at this point. I think it's on our website. My email and my phone number should be on there, but I'm on all social medias. Email is the best way to get a hold of me.
Sure.
Just trubiano@umich.edu. I check that, almost every second of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think just getting in communication early so that we can work with those students through the application process because, we don't have Poland admissions. So
Absolutely.
students have to apply with every other student that's a non-varsity athlete. So they have to hit specific deadlines. So November 1st this past year. So November 1st, 2022 was the early action deadline.
Mm-hmm.
And then February 1st was the regular decision deadline. So there's two deadlines that students can apply for.
Nice.
Some of the other schools, like I think Stamps might be a little bit different. Like some of the smaller specialized schools
Yeah.
have different deadlines and different requirements. But I'm happy to chat with anybody that has questions about that application process and how I can help them.
Perfect. Now, anything coming up for the team or prospects planned in the offseason? I know there's a prospect skate. When is that happening?
We have a prospect skate April 8th. So there's the University of Michigan's football spring game this
Nice.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So we weren't going to schedule anything to conflict with that because that would be a pain. And then obviously the other thing going on in Ann Arbor. So we've got our prospect skate April 8th.
Excellent.
So again, we have students that are waiting to see if they're admitted to come in. So we haven't finalized that whole itinerary and the plan for that yet. But that will hopefully be solidified by this upcoming weekend once I have admission decisions.
And are you planning on? I know there was some talk about hosting a camp for young women looking to play hockey and doing a skills camp. Is that something that's? Do you know? Is that going to happen this summer? Is that something that? Putting you totally on the spot here. So
Yeah. So I work for Peter Ward at Hockey Intelligence.
nice.
And also at the Hockey Garage. But I'll be leading a camp. I think I'd have to look at the dates. It's mid-July, I think, July 17th through the 21st. It's an all-girls skills clinic. There's 2 age groups. I know there's spots still open.
Nice.
I think I'll be posting something on my social media soon about it just to
Perfect.
get the word out there about it. But last year, I led that camp. We only did one session with probably a bigger group. But couple of our players were able to help out, which was really, really cool.
Awesome.
So it was Izzy and Katie German that were able to help out, and then Ava Gargiulo as well. So it was cool to have them involved on the ice. And,
Yeah.
more of a camp setting and not necessarily a practice. And, we're there to have fun. We're there to teach and we're there to learn. But obviously being involved with the community is something that's really important to us.
Absolutely.
So being able to be role models for girls in the Ann Arbor area is super special.
It's just important, I think, for young women to be able to see people who are playing at that collegiate level, be it on an ACHA team or otherwise, and know that that's something that's available and that they can get into. And there's there's the Michigan, if you're interested. There's also the Michigan Girls High School Hockey League for a lot of the high schools out there that you can get involved with, as well as all the bell tire and everything else that obviously you have to be a little bit more skilled to get into. But anything you can do to help support the growth of the game would be wonderful. Anything you would love to see people do to kind of help the growth of girls hockey and women's hockey?
Next season, I'd love to see more people at our games.
Yes.
I think we obviously had better attendance this year, but what I'm hoping to do is over the summer build awareness.
Yeah.
And our schedule probably won't be finalized until August.
Of course.
Once, Yoast sends over the open dates or whatever they need to do, which kind of handcuffs us a little bit.
Sure,
but
yeah.
we're doing the best we can. So once our schedule is finalized, we'll post it. I'm hoping to do some sort of like season ticket deal, so that maybe people will be more enticed to come to more games, and obviously more like community outreach, fundraising events. I think will be important for next season too. Now that we're a little bit removed from our COVID season and not having as many restrictions. But I think just like getting people in seats, figuring out how to do that, really operating, like we're a business and
Yeah.
trying to fill seats and just trying to get our name out there. We obviously had a lot of momentum this year, both on and
Absolutely.
off the ice, so we're just trying to continue to grow and keep that momentum up, especially this summer.
Fantastic. Any final thoughts about the season before I actually let you go and breathe for a little bit after such a fantastic season?
No, I think again, just thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for the support. Thank you to those that watched the show, and I know the team account tweeted, I think it was yesterday, about maybe looking to move this show to a live location, which I think would be fantastic, and I think that it would just help to grow the program, help to grow the game,
Absolutely.
build awareness, all the good things that come with being a part of a program. So
So get out to Twitter if you can. Vote. It's on the Michigan Women's Hockey Twitter. I retweeted it. Jenna retweeted it. So you can check out any of our socials. And we just have a poll out there asking if we were able to get it at a local bar. And by the way, if you're a local bar owner who would love to host us, reach out. But would you be willing to go, or do you prefer it in a kind of on-demand setting like this? So we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to see you at a coach's show. We'd love to see you in the stands if you possibly can get out to a game. And it's important. I know there's a lot of talk about the future of women's hockey at Michigan, and if anything's going to happen, the more people in the stands shows everyone that there is support for this in the community. So if you can get out there, we really appreciate it. We love everyone who comes to Yost and cheers for the team. Thank you very much for everything. I appreciate you spending time and being so wonderful with us all season long. I look forward to next season, and can't wait till it comes. Not to wish away the wonderful summer, but I'm very excited to see what happens with this team next season. So
thank you, me as well.
thank you, and have a wonderful evening, everybody.